Hola, hola, it's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start reclaiming your confidence. Start standing in your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, no filter needed. You are fucking awesome. I am here to remind you I'm a confidence coach and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Hola, my friends. OMG, I am not driving right now. Can you believe this? It's going to be nice and quiet, and all you're going to be able to hear is my voice, hopefully. My baby is on me sleeping, and I am multitasking, walking around my office. I'm super pumped to be back with you guys. What a week it's been. And I just, before we start, need to have a few thank yous. A big, special, major shout out to Nell, aka Minnie. She is a 6-year-old, amazing, beautiful girl who is listening to my podcast with her mama, Kate. So a big shout out to you ladies. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I got the most beautiful message on the weekend, and I just died. Like, I was literally in the shopping center in tears, because, to think that someone was listening, and not only someone, but like having their kid listen, and her daughter was beautiful and, just was giving her beautiful feedback. And I think she walked in on her. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read it to you because it was really nice what she said to me. She said, I listen to your podcast in the car, often with my 6-year-old daughter. We usually have a quick chat about the topic afterwards, and I love hearing about how the theme fits into her 6-year-old life. So today I walked past her closed bedroom door, and I hear her voice saying, Hola, hola, it's your girl Erica from America. Confidence is doing stuff on your own. Even if you're scared, you just try it. I'm all the heart eyes. In a world where kids are aspiring to be famous on YouTube for unpacking toys from their boxes, I have a daughter in practice to become a confidence coach. And that just killed me. I literally broke down into tears and sent her a video because, my God, Katie, you did an amazing job with that girl. Katie, you're an amazing mama. Thank you so much for listening. I had the privilege of meeting Katie and a bunch of other women at an event that I spoke at, a mom's wine event. And yeah, what a blessing. Literally, that was the world to me, just getting a message like that. I mean, I know that the work I'm doing is going to hopefully help you or impact you, but to see a message, I love the feedback and I really appreciate it. So thank you so damn much. And a special shout out to Maddie. Maddie is the one I mentioned in the previous episode that sent me an email from New York City. I'm like, yeah, my American Latinas are listening to the podcast. That makes me happy. So thank you guys. Thank you. I can't even, it's ridiculous. My heart's exploding. And I think about you when I'm not doing this podcast. I really want you to know that because, yeah, I just want this to help and to impact. So, big smiles on my face. Yeah, it's been amazing. So today's podcast is called, dun, da, da, dun, Who Do You Think You Are? And not the who do you think you are, but who do you think you are? How do you see yourself? How do you speak about yourself? When you speak about yourself, how do you do that? What are the words that you use when you're with others and you're on your own? I did something on Instagram about this recently because it's crazy. And I have a podcast that I'm doing about postnatal depression and anxiety because as a mother, and even if you're not a mother, this podcast is going to be awesome and it's going to rustle some feathers because it's part of an identity as well. And I'll talk about it in this episode, but I can't wait to do that one. So who do you think you are? Basically, whoever you think you are, your identity, however you define yourself is how you live. So Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Right? That's an old quote. And it's so true. I mean, I've known that quote since I was in school and I'm like, yeah, Henry Ford, whatever. But literally, if you think that something is too hard and you go, no, it's too hard, I can't do it. Okay, you can't do it. If you go, oh, that looks challenging, but I'm going to be able to do it, then you can. Does that make sense? Like literally, as you think, so shall you become. As you speak, so shall you believe. So really watching how you talk and what do you say about yourself? Do you call yourself stupid? Do you say, oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm so dumb. Or I'm so fat. Or, oh my God, this fat body. Or, oh my God, my nose is ugly. Or like, how do you speak about yourself? Even if you're joking, especially if you're joking. Because when we joke, it's usually heaps of truth. And so I really want to invite you to have a look at the language that you use about yourself. Because you're putting yourself in a box. And we already know that society has already put us in a box. Because you're a woman, this and this applies. Because you're whatever culture you are, this and this applies, or whatever age you are. So it's like now you're also doing that to yourself and limiting yourself by how you talk about yourself. And guess what? If you say that, then okay, it's going to be true. And why? If you can tell a story, why tell a shit story? Like, tell a good story. If you can create whatever you want, why not create from a place of abundance and from a place of, what you're actually wanting to do? So who do you think you are? We talk a lot about this. I do a bit of it in my masterclass because it's not so much ego. Like ego is, we'll do another episode on that, but ego is like your false self, right? Ego is you thinking that you are your name, you are your job, you are the material stuff, that's who you are, the car you drive and all that kind of jazz. This is another level. This is like identity. So for example, if you haven't read my story, I really want you to, if you've been listening to my podcast, because I feel like I know you, I feel like we're friends, I feel like we chat, I'm talking to you, and I know you can't talk back to me, like I can't hear you, but like I hear you, I feel you, and I read the messages, and I'm doing this for you. So I feel like if we're going to be in this relationship together, girlfriend, then I want you to get to know me, all the parts of me. I share a lot about my life on social media, and I don't pretend to have anything sorted. I just did a video today about a quick little story on my Instagram about how I want to quit motherhood. I'm just fucking tired today. I'm wrecked. I'm exhausted. Woke up early. I got my period. I feel like shit. And I'm having one of those like, oh man, can someone take my children day, not day, moments. I'm having a moment of it. But here's the thing, right? If you've read my story, you know that I broke my back. I broke my back when I was 23 in a really bad drinking and driving accident. I was ejected out of the back window. I broke it and landed on the wing of this car and halfway in a van. So I fractured my back in I don't know how many places. I had to get, metal fusion. I didn't have a seatbelt on. That's a whole nother story. I didn't have my seatbelt on, and I ended up flying like 25 feet in the air. So I broke my back, and I was in the hospital for like 25 days or so, and I had to learn how to walk on my own before I could leave the hospital, use a walker, all that kind of jazz. So I was technically disabled and figured out that I could walk, I could strengthen myself up, and then was able to walk on my own, pee on my own, and then they let me go home. And then there was another like 6 months of healing, right? Rehab. So my point is, at one point in my life, I was disabled. But I don't walk around saying I'm a disabled survivor. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't walk around going, my husband died. I don't walk around going, I'm a widow who's now married. I just say I'm fucking married. I don't walk around going, I'm an ex-foster kid. Like, I'm not a foster kid right now. I'm not a widow right now. I'm not disabled right now. I don't have postnatal depression right now. I'm not anxious right now. I'm fucking normal. I'm me. Do you get me? So how you talk about yourself, and this is why I have a thing about this. I really want to talk about postnatal depression on many levels. But when we define ourselves by the conditions that we've had, or we define ourselves from a past that we've endured or suffered or whatever you want to call it, then you limit yourself, my love. You limit yourself to a past self, and that's all you can be. And you got to be greater than your past. You got to be greater than your environment, or you're going to keep creating the same shit in the future. So it's like, how do you talk about yourself? Do you, and I'm sorry to say this shit, but it gives you significance. If I walk around telling people, I share my story, not because I want you to feel sorry for me. I don't give a fuck, right? I'm good. I literally, I feel like that's not even me anymore. Like it's my old self. Quite literally, that me doesn't exist anymore. My whole body is different. My whole mind is different. My whole life is different. So yeah, I experienced that and I went through that, but I don't even feel like she's me anymore. She's not connected to me. So I share that story because I want people to know that I made a conscious choice to work on myself. I made a conscious choice to choose to practice confidence. And I choose to practice it every day, right? Every fucking moment. Today, it's every moment. Some days I just practice once and I got it. Some days I have to practice every minute. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is I like for you to know the story, because I don't want you to think for a second that easy for you, Erica, you're the queen of confidence. I'm not her. That's my alter ego. That's not really who I am. She's who I aspire to be. She's who I want every woman to be. I want everybody to feel like a queen. Not queen like fucking royal queen that waves. Not that shit. Not the crown. Not the tiara. If you're into that, cool. I don't like that shit. For me, it's like the royalness. Like you are the top of the food chain. You are royalty. You are amazing woman, queen, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like you are everything. You are the source of the universe. And I want every woman to know and feel this. Every little girl, every woman, everybody. Men, I want everybody to know and really uphold women. And so I think how we define ourselves is huge. You know, if you're constantly saying that you're stupid, and you maybe don't even realize it. I have clients coming into my office or in sessions, and they start crying. And they're like, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm sorry. And I'm like, girl, if you call yourself stupid one more time, like, what are you doing? What do you mean I'm so stupid? And the shit flies out like they don't even notice. That's the scary part. They don't even notice, and it just flies out of their mouth. Oh, I'm so stupid. I don't know why I always blah, 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 blah. Do you get me? So whoever you think you are, however you define yourself, that's who you have to be. That's how you show up in the world, right? And if you're going to talk about yourself, why not speak well of yourself? You know, I know we say all the time, oh, you wouldn't talk about your girlfriend like that. So what are you, worse? You're a piece of shit to yourself? And if you're not going to look after yourself and talk well about yourself and respect yourself, if you're a mother, first of all, how are you going to teach your kids that? If you're a leader, how are you going to teach your team that you lead that? If you're a wife, how are you going to teach your partner or, you know, your family? If you're a single woman that doesn't work, how are you going to teach society how to interact with you when you don't uphold that standard and talk well of yourself? You have a choice when you speak, and the words that you use are huge. So choose carefully. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to yourself and about you. And you will start to match that reality. If you're like, oh, it's too hard, I'm not good enough, I'm this. Watch how the choices you make in your world match that. You will never have what you want. You will never have anything greater because you can't. Like it doesn't work. Does it make sense? Like if you feel like you're not good enough, it's not going to work. It's just not going to happen for you. So you have to really watch what it is that you're saying for yourself and to yourself and about yourself to other people, because you teach people how to treat you by how you're treating yourself as well. So I really wanted to come with that because I think it's huge, huge, huge. Who do you think you are? And there's a Marianne Williamson quote that I start all my workshops with, and it's like, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And it's a really long quote, and I highly recommend you go and Google it. It's Marianne Williamson, our deepest fear quote. Holy crapola. I don't tattoo, but if I could tattoo that to like my whole body, it's a massive quote. But it is like every word of that quote is so fantastic and so powerful and amazing. You know, it's all about how we need to let our light shine. You know, you shine bright like a diamond. And if you shine so bright, you're going to teach me how to do it, and you're going to give me permission to do the same. Not dim yourself down, not talk bad about yourself and you know, dim down your light so that others feel like they're okay. Like you shine super bright, and by you shining super bright, you become the example as to how bright we can all be. That's how it works, right? So in Australia, they have this tall poppy syndrome thing. See, syndromes. I fucking can't stand syndromes or disorders. I can't stand them. You know, I cannot. My mom, I grew up with a bipolar mother. You know, she's bipolar. And the fact that she's bipolar is not the problem. The fact that there's a syndrome is not the problem. But the fact of what you make it mean as a human. So she makes it mean, oh, I have to give up. You know, I have cancer. I'm going to give up now because the doctor said I should, and that's it. And there's fucking studies, guys, like studies that people have done on this, that when someone tells you that you're going to die in 6 weeks, depending on how your mind works and how strong you are and how much you believe doctors and how much you believe in Western medicine, that if you go, okay, literally you shut down and believe it and everything gives up and you will die in that time. And other people have the exact same cancers, and there's studies, and they don't even know they have it, or they refuse to listen to a doctor, and they're like, whatever, I am well. and their whole thought process is I am well, they will live for like 10, 20 years longer than the person. And they had the exact same thing. And it's like, what? That shit's crazy. The power of our mind, the power of your words, the power of how you think, and the power of who you think you are is huge. You are fucking amazing. You are great. You are the top of the top. You are the fucking queen. You are royalty. You are the shit, girl. There's nothing fucking that you need to worry that you're not enough of. You are perfect. You were made perfect. You have a fucking heart that beats. You don't need to do shit. As Tony Robbins says, someone loved you. Your creator, whoever the fuck, science, whatever you believe in, made you enough and loved you enough to give you a heart. You don't even have to beat it. It fucking beats for you. And the fact that you could touch your throat and feel your heartbeat right now, and that the fact that you're listening to me and you're alive, you're better off than the 2 million people today that didn't get up. You are awake. You are alive. And those people are not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what? How are you talking about yourself? I'm ranting now because I'm like, fuck, this is bullshit. You know, you need to speak well of yourself. Or if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all until you learn how to be nice to yourself. You don't have to say dumb shit about yourself because you keep yourself in a low place. And sometimes, this is what I was talking about earlier that I got lost on, but sometimes when you keep yourself low, you keep yourself comfortable, and better the comfort that you know than doing something you don't know. So sometimes people don't mind calling themselves stupid because, you know, they get to be victim. They get to pity party themselves. They get to be, oh no, I'm so fat and ugly, and, you know, I'm old, and I look wrinkly, and I'm so fat, and so ugly, I'm so shit, I'm so whatever. And they talk bad about themselves, and they keep themselves in this place of thinking negatively, or this place of I'm crap, and that gives them significance because they have something to complain about. And believe it or not, sometimes people don't want to fix their problems. They just want to complain until they don't. Not forever, but there's people in your life you may know like this. And you're trying to go, girl, do this, do that. How come they don't see the way? They're not ready. And they're comfortable. And that's the most dangerous place you can be, is comfortable. Fuck, I never want to be comfortable. Please keep me on the edge. I want to live on the edge all the time, growing constantly. So, watch what you say about yourself. Stop calling yourself stupid. You're listening. Louise Hays says it. I used to end my masterclass on my styling workshop with, be careful how you talk about yourself because you're listening. I'm telling you, you are subconsciously listening, you are consciously listening, you are hearing everything you are saying about yourself. So watch what you say about yourself. Thank you again for listening today. Thank you for the podcast love. I might be switching something up here because I've been researching about Anchor, and I don't know if it's going to be the best platform. So possibly I'm going to have this and maybe on another platform. I don't know yet. I'm having a little play with it, but I don't want this podcast to go anywhere. I have so many more episodes to do. I want to, continue to do this. I have so much to give you. I thank you for your messages. Thank you for listening, for your ears. Thank you for being vulnerable and opening, messaging me, because I know y'all don't know me. I'm some strange ass lady who swears a lot, and drives and talks. But thank you for trusting me, and thank you for the beautiful feedback. And for those of you doing the fucking work, I honor you. So your homework for this podcast is basically listen. Start paying attention to what you're saying and see if you can catch it. I want you to pretend you're fishing for these moments of when you say, God, I'm so stupid. What an idiot. I want you to stop and go, oh my God, I just did that. Look at me. I just talked nasty about myself. And Katie, if you do it, get your daughter, get Minnie to listen. Because she'll be like, Mom, don't say that. Get your kids involved in this. Because guess what, mamas? If you're talking bad about yourself, your kids are going to learn that as well. And we want to stop bullying. Guess what? It starts at home. How we talk about ourselves, how we talk about others. Our kids hear it, and then they pick that shit up. I'm sorry, but that's what I believe. I believe bullying is starting from parentals, starting from the guardians and people who look after them. Starting with us, we got to be the example. So love yourself. Talk nicely about yourself, or don't talk at all about yourself until you can talk nicely. All right, sister. Big love. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your time, your ears, your support, your love, your questions. Please connect. If you would love to send me a voicemail, you can do so on Anchor, or you can head over to Instagram at The Queen of Confidence, or Facebook at The Queen of Confidence, and hit me up. Or if you're not on Facebook or Instagram, email me, yo. My email is erica@thequeenofconfidence.com. I cannot wait to hear from you. I thank you. I love you. This podcast is for you. Go out there and be great, y'all.